You know, I just love it when my wrestling show instantly starts off with something big, with some big action, and that's exactly how Evolve started tonight. We got the final rubber match at the very beginning of the show between Necessary Roughness and Adrenaline Drip. Necessary Roughness couldn't even make it to the ring before Adrenaline Drip just jumped over the top ropes onto them, taking them out, and the match was really solid. You felt the intensity, you felt that these two teams were really going at it trying to win this feud, and surprisingly enough, Necessary Roughness won. Now I was very much pushing for this result, but I was kind of convinced Adrenaline Drip is gonna win because they're like the top baby faces of Evolve. But no, Necessary Roughness not only win the match, afterwards they decide to just come back into the ring and beat up Adrenaline Drip some more, just for the fun of the game. We really need to get Evolve Tag Team Championships. The division is so deep that it doesn't make sense why we haven't got them. I know we're like very far ahead in tapings, but Evolve Tag Team Championships, maybe we can announce them at Gold Rush. That sounds like an actually really solid idea. The next match though involves Haze Jameson, and at this point I'm kind of done with this. I'm done with seeing, formerly released talent appear on the show. We still have Stevie Turner on the show as GM. She's been released. Haze Jameson having a match tonight. She's been released so long ago. Hell, Jin Talo was on the show last week. We've taped so much already, but man, I'm tired of seeing this. I want to see people who are gonna actually be on the show. I'm a big fan of Haze Jameson. It sucks she got released, but I don't want to see her if she's not here anymore. I'm kind of getting tired of it. She goes up against PJ Vasa, who made her debut last week, and she gets squashed. The match itself, it was fun. It was a nice quick match, showed off PJ Vasa very nicely. Afterwards, she gets interviewed by Choo and says that anybody that wants them, they can come get their issue with her. I'm very excited to see her. And also later tonight, we do get a little promo package announcing Callie Armstrong is returning next week. So the division is really building up. With PJ Vasa now being a major challenger, Callie Armstrong coming back, we're gonna have a very strong top of the card. We go backstage where Jackson Drake is still trying to get the match with Keanu Carver cancelled, but Stevie Turner just says no, Jackson Drake is completely at fault for having this match made because, he's kind of the one that injured his hand. And then Keanu Carver just out of nowhere comes up and punches a hole through the wall. He was aiming at a Jackson Drake, but he punches a hole through the wall, which made me think if he connected with Jackson Drake would be absolutely dead. That match would not happen next week. But okay, we're gonna ignore the fact that Keanu Carver almost killed him. Jackson Drake is long gone by this point, and Keanu Carver is told that he should just calm down because if he hurts Jackson Drake, he doesn't get a match next week. Later on in Stevie Turner's office, later in the show, we get an update on all of this, and Jackson Drake is given an ultimatum. Either he defends the title next week or he relinquishes it. And Jackson Drake says that, you know what? He's just gonna keep his mouth shut. And Stevie Turner says that's a first. Now I was hoping we follow this up to next week, but at the very end of the show, Jackson Drake does come up and say that he will defend his championship next week to save Evolve from someone like Keanu Carver. Now I was kind of hoping he just doesn't appear for the championship match next week. I feel like that would have been an interesting route to go of the story, but I'm totally fine with getting the match. I mean, it was stupid of me to think they'd cancel it anyway. But I was really thinking that the ultimatum would have been a really interesting storyline to go with Jackson Drake. Although we're not exploring it, I do kind of wish we did. Aaron Rourke also gets another promo package. I mean, we've seen a bunch of them. There's nothing new to really add. We all know this. I'm ready to see him in some singles action by now, but a very solid promo from Aaron Rourke. And then backstage still, Sean Legacy is being greeted by the rookie, or well, not rookie. He's a rookie. Sean Legacy welcomes him because Sean Legacy is kind of the locker room leader before giving him some good luck prep for his match against Brooks Jensen. That's when he sees Marcus Mathers. Sean Legacy sees Marcus Mathers, and Marcus Mathers is kind of upset because last week he failed by not representing WWID and losing that match, but he also sees these new guys coming in and he sees the pool closing very quickly and that he isn't standing out. Sean Legacy tells him to not worry and that, he's fine, he's gonna be good, and then says that he needs to go because he has a match against Eli Knight next week. It feels like with Marcus Mathers, we're recycling the storyline we did with Tate Wilder, where Marcus Mathers just can't pick up a victory until he's gonna start going on his redemption arc like Tate Wilder did. So while it kind of does feel recycled, I'm kind of down for it because, I really like Marcus Mathers. He's really impressed me. He's really grown on me from the very start. I just feel like he wasn't at the beginning. I didn't really feel a lot for him, but now I'm kind of into him. And then the match between Cody Rhodes Jr. and Brooks Jensen is a really solid match with an unexpected ending, at least to me, where Brooks Jensen defeats Mike Cunningham. I was really convinced Mike Cunningham was going to pick up a victory. Last week it felt like he was the most built out of the three new guys, and it kind of made sense to put him over by having him go over Brooks Jensen. But no, Brooks Jensen picks up a victory. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing with Brooks Jensen. I don't see him back in the main event scene. I don't see any clear storyline for him. Maybe he's gonna try and like cleanse Evolve from all the ID talent, possibly, but that feels like a storyline we already did with Keanu Carver kinda. So I don't know, but he picks up a victory over Mike Cunningham, a really nice solid match that shows off Mike Cunningham. I am curious to see what we do with Brooks Jensen next. Low-key, I would like him to go back to NXT and team up with Josh Briggs. It feels like both characters have evolved enough and they would, naturally gravitate together now. I feel like Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs would be a good team to see again now. And then in the main event, it's my queen, my personal favorite of Evolve, Chantel Monroe, who, hear this, defeats Wendy Choo. Like, what? Okay, like, Wendy Choo has been built up so well recently, and I don't think this ruins Wendy Choo's build up. I actually think it's very good for her. I was not expecting Chantel Monroe to win at all, and it actually makes Chantel Monroe look very good because like she can talk a whole lot of shit and back it up. That's very big for her. For Wendy Choo, why I think this is a good decision is it kind of sets her therapy and her development back. She's been getting better, she's been picking up victories, but now she's facing a major setback, and that usually tends to happen in therapy with mental health and that kind of stuff. You do get setbacks and moments where things don't go as you plan them to go. I'm excited to see how this gets incorporated into the Wendy Choo storyline. Again, what they're doing with Wendy Choo is generally some of the most intriguing stuff in all of wrestling right now. If you're not watching Evolve, at least check out everything related to Wendy Choo. It's so good. But that's Evolve for you tonight. Honestly, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 show. Everything was really good. The matches we got tonight, there were a lot and it was all fun, meaningful, except the fact that we saw Haze Jameson, but I'm not gonna cut them for that. I understand how shows are, written and booked and filmed. Just kind of frustrates me. Overall, the storylines we got, everything was so fun, so nice. So I'm gonna give tonight's show a 10 out of 10. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe. I cover NXT, TNA, and Evolve every single week. I also have a podcast with PWF every Thursday night, which is actually tonight. So you should check that out if you're interested. Then leave a like, subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye, everyone.